This is the greatest moment of your life. Your father is going to fall upon a sword, as they say.
Okay.
You remember this engine, Jim Root, 1970 Cuda 446 barrel car. Doing my inspection of the car, I noticed that the stampings on the top of the block were wrong. I discovered that it is not an original numbers matching engine like dear Jim thought that it was, and that it was a fraud. So when I see that, I'm already getting worried that font is something that an aftermarket piece of crap punch set made. A little fakery, call it fakery. So I've got to let him know somebody restamped the engine.
Okay.
I made a mistake. This is a situation where old Mark Warman rushed to judgment. That was probably 4 years ago. I have learned a lot. And number one rule is never think you know everything. Number two is don't rush to judgment. So anyway, I'm loading it up, getting it ready to disassemble. And I looked again. God, why have they done this? Why didn't they at least try to get good numbers in there?
Right, yeah, they're kind of all over the place.
Because you can see it says 440, but the 440 is not right. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
The 1021, you can see what I'm saying. If you come over
crazy.
Here, look at these letters, how crisp and clean they are, okay? 820 HP, so August 20th, one day before my birthday in 1969, this engine was assembled. F440, and then of course the high performance. Over here, they didn't even make an effort to get the fonts right, and I'm just thinking, God, why? The VIN on the side of it matched, except that the 8 looked funny, a couple of little letters looked funny. Again, rush to judgment. The minute I saw those, everything else on the engine was in question. The most evidence I have that this is his original engine. Yes, it's been stamped, but there's a reason. Do you see the milling marks across this intake sealing area?
Yes, definitely.
Let's say this one starts probably maybe around there, and then it begins to go slowly. If you found a circle that would fit on that pattern, it would probably be 18 inches.
Okay.
Originally, they're a 10-inch mill. Okay. That's why I complained about this right here. It didn't match this one. Look at this one. A much tighter, much less deep.
The angle's different.
Right, the angle's completely different. See the pop-up pistons in here? How these pistons come up a little bit. It's got a roller camshaft. We tear this thing down to find out somebody built a real snorkeler of an engine, a schnorkeler we like to call it.
Okay.
One of the things you can do if you want to raise the compression without raising the height of the piston and buying another piston is what we call decking them. If the head bolts on right here, and this piston is so far from that head, that's what controls your compression. How close does this get to the head? The closer it gets to the head, the higher the compression. You can get a higher piston, or you can take some meat off of this block. If you take this block and you deck it down 10 thousandths, 5 thousandths, 3 thousandths, and you clean that off, now the piston's closer to the head, because you just got rid of all this meat, right? Take a gander at the milling marks. Don't those look an awful lot like those milling marks, as in identical?
Yeah.
It's my hypothesis that they decked this side and they decked that side. When they decked both of those sides, voila, that's great. You have higher compression. Now maybe you have a 10.5 or an 11-to-1 engine. That's what people wanted, to go fast. Got to have some compression. Now they bolt the head on this engine that's been decked, and guess what happens?
This is going to be up a little bit too high.
This is going to be too high. That's going to be too high. So what do? They come through and they mill that down the same amount of thousandths they did this. They mill that one down. See the marks in the back? You don't see those on a factory engine. Right here, very slight, and it's the 10-inch pattern that you see up here at the front. Those are gouged into it. I believe that deck, and then they had to deck this at the top so that the intake manifold would come down and seat against the block as well as the heads. And when they did, they lost their numbers.
And so then that's why they had to restamp them?
And I think that there was enough of a ghost of the numbers, or they took a photograph of it before, that they put in at least the basic information. When was it assembled and what size engine is it? But you got to be able to prove that, right?
Right.
That's when I happened to catch the light just right. And take a look, even in this light.
Oh, you can see it's a 7 or a 1.
It's a 1. It's a flag. It's the 1, the flag-shaped 1. Can you see anything where the 0 is?
Yeah, 0, but it's so faint. You really have to walk the light
It's
across.
nothing, right?
Yeah.
How about under the 2 and under the 1?
Yeah, kind of faintly the 2.
Top of the 2 and the top of the 1. I cannot see the HP down here, but if the HP was struck lighter, because that's all it is. Look at your 0 right here. The nature of the human being is you're not going to be as consistent. You might hit that one hard, the 2 4s hard, but then
yeah,
when
look at the 1. It's like,
man, I'm Superman. But then the 0 is a lot harder to do, and you think if you strike it as hard as you struck the 1, it'll go in as deep, but it won't because it's covering more surface. This has all 4 corners covered. This is just a vertical plus a little flag on the top and the bottom. And that's why the 1 probably was stamped deeper than any of the other factory numbers. The 1, the 0, they're all still in there.
Wow.
Every one of them is in there. So it made me start looking at the rest of the block, and that's where I got to.
So is it safe to say whoever did the work on this engine kind of
They made a mistake when they
some
decked
mistakes
this.
here? How much money would that have taken off this car if this engine was an original?
So when I first gave Jim the message, he asked me the same thing. What does it matter? Well, back then, that was 4 years ago, I think. 4 years ago, the car was worth probably 150 grand if all the numbers match. You take this off of there and you can drop 20 to 30 grand because you just ruled out a whole bunch of people that are interested in it. Today, it's a $200,000 car.
Jeez.
And so I would probably say that if it was a non-numbers matching engine, it would have affected it by maybe 30% because it is a CUDA.
Wow.
So now it's still worth almost $250,000 because I am documenting all of these things. But there is more to it. Let's take a look at the VIN and how I got to that. Again, this is rush to judgment. Immediately, because I had made up my mind on that top pad that this engine was restamped, I questioned all these stampings. You can see there are inconsistencies in the stampings.
Right.
Well, I've learned after seeing another 2,000 stampings, there are inconsistencies. This is a gang stamp. They put them all into a little gang. Tony was telling me this. And they give it a shot. Well, if one of the numbers doesn't come out as deep as it should and they want it deeper, they'll hit it again. This one, you can see the 7's deep, the 3's deep, the 86 is kind of light, but the milling marks, I should have paid attention to the milling marks. Take a look at this one that's never been touched. Look at the marks. Now, they're a little deeper on this milling, but they're the same pattern. Do you see it going 2 different directions?
That's what I was going to say.
Tell me if you can see it going 2 different directions in there if you look carefully.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This way,
it changes
this way.
direction. That's a factory milling. It's factory stamping. I compared it to Tony D'Agostino's wife, Cindy, the lovely Cindy D'Agostino.
So since you're going to have this car also, and I know you don't baby your other Challenger when you drive it, how are you going to drive this one?
Same way.
So you're going to be doing burnouts and speeding?
Absolutely. But that's the truth.
Brakes a little funky, so step on them now. Slow down.
That's who engine I used as a comparison with you. That car was built in Los Angeles. They have a whole different set of stamps over there. The LA stamps are different than the Hamtramck stamps. But look at the 8, and look at that 8. This one's deeper, so it's a little more pronounced.
Yeah, this one definitely, you can see there's like a shadow of the 2 and the 8, like they had to hit this
Yep,
twice.
they hit that one twice, so it changes a little bit too. But the 1, that little tail dips down, but see how light it is on the top? So that little flag that comes off of it is more prominent on this one because this looks like an even depth.
The one thing though on this one, which probably wrong,
Okay.
but the 7s are really deep all the way through and they almost look like they're bigger than the 8 and the 6 here.
Yeah, because they're not as deep. That's what threw me off is the 8 and the 6 I thought originally were not the same size as the rest of the font.
Yeah.
But this one, look at the 0 right here. That 0 looks smaller than that 0 and it's all on the same engine because it's the bottom of it's heavily stamped and the top of it's light and this one's a good even. It's the same one, it's just not hit in as deep. And when you hit a piece of metal, it's gonna swedge the metal out and the deeper one's gonna appear bigger.
Okay.
Even though they're inconsistent, those are factory stampings, just like they're inconsistent on this one.
Right.
It just depends who did the stamping. So fortunately, because I can document everything that we're seeing right here, I can change that. I guess they call it cleanup on aisle 5.
Okay.
But that's what we're doing.
Thank you. That was educational, Dad.
You went to school
That's
today.
awesome.
And what did we learn?
But this is the original engine.
And it's okay
They
to be
messed
wrong.
up.
You may
Sure.
be wrong, you may be crazy, but it could be a lunatic. No, it's you may be
All right,
right.
that sounds good. Yes, I've learned.
I
Thank
may
you. Love
be
you.
crazy, but it just may be a lunatic Jens is looking for. I think that's off of the Glass Houses album. Turn out the lights. See what I did there? Oh, don't try to save me. I may be wrong for all I know. I may be right.